Yes, guys, you are welcome to another explosive episode of Countdown Central. Yes, this is, like I always say, the #1 sports program on the internet. Guys, today we have so much in store for you, and I just hope that you will be a part of the program. Today, what are we talking about? We're going to be talking about a lot of things, going from the EPL to the World Cup. We're also going to be talking about, in fact, let me just take it one after the other so I don't leave anything out. Now, what are we talking about today? First of all, we'll be going to the trending segment. As you know, trending segment is a segment where we talk about a lot of things that are happening in the football world and sometimes in the combat sports world. So today we'll be giving you a lot of that, things that you don't get to see in the general sports programs, just some well-researched information. Then from the trending segment, we'll now move straight to the head-to-head segment. Today on head-to-head, we'll be comparing Kevin De Bruyne, will be comparing him with Bruno Fernandez. We want to find out who is a better midfielder. If you need a midfielder to add to your team, who will you go for, De Bruyne or Fernandez? Now, from the head-to-head segment, we'll now go to the countdown segment. Today, we're going to be talking about the top 5 big players, the top 5 big game players in recent time, not of all time, in recent time. Of course, if it's of all time, the list will definitely change, but then in recent times. Then from there, we'll go straight to the roast room. Today, who are we roasting? We're going to be roasting Manchester United. So if you're a Man U fan like I am, you can join me live on stage to defend your club. And if you are not a Man U fan and you want to roast Man U, feel free to come and roast us. I mean, we deserve the roasting. Then we will also get to the fan hot takes. And of course, we'll be going to the prediction segment. Remember, this weekend is the final of the Champions League. Arsenal will be taking on PSG. So we'll be making our predictions before the game. And at the end of the prediction segment, we'll now go to the floor is yours segment. Yes, in this segment, we give you the floor and we allow you to say what you want to say, to bear your mind on whatever you want to say, as long as it borders on sports, football and combat sports specifically. Guys, like I said, you are going to have fun. Now, first of all, let's head straight to the trending segment. On trending today, the first thing we're going to be talking about is the World Cup. Guys, give me a minute. I'm just trying to get I'm trying to just organize myself here, because I have to come live without doing any preparation at all, and I have some notes written down, so I don't want to mix these things up. So just bear with me. So on trending today, let's just all go to the World Cup. This World Cup, this will be the first time that we're having 48 teams at the World Cup. And because we'll be having 48 teams, we are also having 4 debutants. And those debutants include Cape Verde, Uzbekistan, is it Curacao or something? Curacao and Jordan. Now, of these 4 teams, on a personal level, I really don't know much about Curacao. I don't know much about Jordan. I mean, they're football teams now. I don't know much about them. And the only knowledge I have about Uzbekistan was some 10, 15, 20 years ago when Nigeria played the game against Uzbekistan in Lagos. And Nigeria won that match. I think we beat them by 6-1 or something, if I remember correctly. So that's the only knowledge I have about Uzbekistan. So for those 3 teams that I just mentioned, I do not expect anything major. I don't expect any upset from them. I expect that they'll be one of the whipping boys of their groups. But we have Cape Verde. Cape Verde is an African team, and they are debutants at this World Cup. Guess what? Even though they are debutants, I am rooting for them to even probably come out of the group. Why? Because I have watched Cape Verde play. At the Nations Cup, Cape Verde is always a solid team. I think they have attended the last 2 to 3 Nations Cup. And on all occasions, Cape Verde is always a very tough nut to crack. So I do not expect that they will just go there and just allow other teams to just beat them and turn them into the whipping boys. No, I don't think so. I believe Cape Verde is going to give a good fight. They are going to give other teams a run for their money. Now, this World Cup is going to set a record. How? The opening ceremony will be happening at the Azteca Stadium in Mexico. And this will make that Azteca Stadium, the first stadium that will be hosting an opening ceremony of the World Cup 3 times. This is the first time a single stadium will be hosting the World Cup 3 times. So, now let's move on. Now, the final of this World Cup will hold at New Jersey, the stadium at New Jersey, and we expect that over 80,000 fans will grace that occasion. But this is the problem I have with that plan. From the gist I've been hearing, the cost of World Cup tickets are extremely high. A lot of people have been complaining about how much the tickets are going for. And so far, I've not heard anything from FIFA. I've not heard FIFA trying to do anything to beat down the cost of those tickets. But I don't know how tickets will be going for as high as $1,000, $2,000. Doesn't make sense to me. Just doesn't make sense to me. So I'm hoping that FIFA will work on that and bring down the cost of the ticket so that more people can. I mean, it's a World Cup. Everybody wants to have fun. Everybody wants to go and enjoy the World Cup. So FIFA should not present a stumbling block to those that cannot afford to pay that much money to watch a football match. So FIFA should please take note. Now, at this World Cup, another thing you should know is that a World Cup giant will not be attending this World Cup. And who are we talking about? We're talking about Italy. Italy will not be attending this World Cup. And as you know, Italy has won the World Cup 4 good times. So missing out on this World Cup is a major blow. I mean, Gattuso, their coach, I think that Gattuso was the coach that was not able to take them to the World Cup. I mean, it was I saw the highlights of the last match that they played that they were not able to win. I saw the highlights and I saw the emotions. It was not good at all. When you even saw the reaction of Gattuso, you could tell that, man. And Italy is the team that I always favor. Anytime Italy is at the World Cup, I always root for them. But unfortunately, they will not be at this World Cup. So I'll have to look for another team. Unfortunately, my team, Nigeria, is also not at the World Cup. So I have to look for another team. So as it stands, the team I'm supporting for now is Senegal. But anyhow, we'll talk about them maybe in another stream. Now, another thing that we need to also beam our flashlights on is the fact that Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo will be attending their 6th World Cups. Wow. Talk about legacy. Talk about legacy. Man, 6 World Cup. Do you know what it means to attend 6 World Cups? And these guys have been doing so well in their individual careers. Listen, at the last World Cup, we all said that 2022 was probably going to be their last World Cups. But guess what? This is 2026 and they are going to attend this World Cup. Can you beat that? So I'm not going to sit here and say that they will not be at 2030 World Cup. I don't trust those guys. I do not trust those guys. And I wonder how they do it. I wonder how they're able to stay so healthy to still be playing at this age. These guys are somewhere around 40, 41, 42, and they are still going strong. Wow, those guys, when you talk about longevity, just give it to them, especially Ronaldo. Just give it to them. Those guys they are something else. Now, just at the weekend, we saw a boxing match that shocked me on a personal level, because Usyk fought against a certain guy called Rico. That guy is not even a boxer. I think that would be his second boxing fight against Usyk, Alexander Usyk. Guess what? Usyk needed all of 10 rounds, 11 rounds. Usyk needed about 10 or 11 rounds before he was able to knock the guy out. But guess what? The guy was winning the fight up until Usyk knocked him out. The guy was winning. You see, combat sports is one funny sport. You just cannot predict it. You just cannot predict it. And guess what? Up until Usyk knocked out the guy, I was already thinking, Usyk is going to lose the belt today. But thank God he was able to come back and win the fight. But combat sports is a funny thing. No wonder Tyson said that every boxer has a plan until he's punched in the face. So that fight was something else. Although it was entertaining though, but scary, because I wanted Usyk to win. But anyhow, so let's go straight to trending, and we'll be focusing on the EPL, the English Premier League. Now guys, did you know that in this just concluded season, Arsenal scored a total of 18 goals from the corner kick position? They scored 18 corners. They scored from 18 corners. That's massive, and that's a record that has never happened before in the Premiership. So that's a record. Another thing that you need to know is Bruno Fernandez became the highest assist. How do I put it down? Bruno Fernandez finished with 21 assists in this season, and that will be the highest number of assists in the history of the Premiership. Before now, it used to be held by Thierry Henry and De Bruyne. They were tied on 20 assists per season. So now, Bruno Fernandez beat their own record, and Bruno Fernandez was able to make 21 assists in the season just gone by. So Bruno Fernandez now holds the record, and from the way it's looking, it might take some time before they will beat that record. But we'll come back to that when it's time for the head-to-head, because there are a lot of things I want to talk about that. Then, this season finished with Haaland topping the scorers charts. Haaland finished the league with 27 league goals. So as usual, come to think of it, I think since Haaland came to the EPL, he is the one that has always been finishing with the highest goals every year. I think he has. Wow, that's an achievement. What an achievement. Anyway, he finished with 27 goals this season. Now, David Raya of Arsenal finished with the Golden Gloves because he did so well. Man, I was watching some of his clips, some highlights of David Raya. David Raya made some saves, man. Listen, if Arsenal wants to start thanking people for this league win, by the time they talk about Saka, by the time they talk about Eberechi Eze and some other players like that, they should thank David Raya because that guy made some crazy saves, man. Well, he won the Golden Gloves award for this season. As a matter of fact, this is the third consecutive time he'll be winning that award. So that shows that it is not a fluke at all. The guy is a world-class goalkeeper. Now, another person that you want to talk about is Victor Gyökeres. Gyökeres did so well. I think he scored about 20 goals or something. That's in all competitions. Gyökeres also did very well, especially if you consider the fact that this is his debut season for Arsenal. Now, another person you want to talk about is Eberechi Eze, who did so well. As a matter of fact, Eberechi Eze won like 2-3 matches single-handed for Arsenal, because I remember there was a match they played and the match ended 1-0 from Eberechi Eze's goal. I mean, Eze did so well. Gyökeres did so well. In fact, the whole team did very well. Now, there is another thing you need to know in the just concluded English Premier League. Did you know that Wolverhampton Wanderers lost to all the teams in the Premiership in this just concluded season? What that means is they lost at least a match to every other team in the Premiership. That is an unenviable record, but it is a record because this is the first time it is happening in the Premiership. This is the very first time. It has never happened before. So guys, that is the trending segment. I hope you had fun and I hope you enjoyed the information that we brought to you. Now, let's go straight to the head-to-head segment. And today we are talking about Bruno Fernandes going up against Kevin De Bruyne. Question: who is a better midfielder? Who is a better midfielder? Now, there are some criteria I will use to judge. Of course, I already know who I will go for any day, anytime. And as a matter of fact, as far as I'm concerned, it is not even close. It's not even close at all. But let's take it one by one. Then, at the end of it all, I'll now reveal to you who I feel my own midfielder would be. First of all, if you talk about creativity between Bruno Fernandes and De Bruyne, I think, in fact, they are not in the same class. De Bruyne is head and shoulders above Fernandes when it comes to creativity. Because when you see the way what's it called, De Bruyne plays, you see the creativity, the way he carries the ball, the way he's a seasoned playmaker. So when it comes to creativity, I think De Bruyne takes it for me. De Bruyne takes it without a shadow of a doubt. Then when you talk about assists, forget the fact that Bruno Fernandes has won the accolade for the highest assists in the EPL. Forget that one. Because if you really look at how those assists came, you will find that a lot of those assists came from Bruno Fernandes, maybe from set pieces. Maybe Bruno Fernandes will take a corner kick and somebody will knock it into the net, or he will take a free kick and somebody will knock it into the net or something. Most of those assists came from dead ball situations. Of course, we are still going to praise him for being able to take the thing very well so that people can connect with it and get a goal. But when it comes to open play, when it comes to giving an assist, and a very innovative assist during open play, I mean, come on, De Bruyne takes it easily. De Bruyne takes it. Now, when you talk about big game impact, it is De Bruyne. It is De Bruyne without a doubt. Listen, there are a lot of games that this guy plays in. What's it called? Fernandez. A lot of times, I'll be looking for Fernandez. I'll not see him on the pitch. There are times that the game will be very tight and hard, and you will not see Fernandez on the pitch. But that does not happen with. It doesn't happen with. That doesn't happen with De Bruyne. Whenever De Bruyne is on the pitch, you know what you are going to get now. De Bruyne never falters. He will always deliver. He will always deliver. That's why when it comes to De Bruyne versus what's it called? When it comes to De Bruyne versus Bruno Fernandes, De Bruyne takes it easily. Now, this is one place that Fernandes might take it when it comes to leadership, because I see how Fernandes relates with all the other players, and I think he makes a good leader. I think he makes a good leader, probably off the field. But when it comes to the game itself, no. So let's just say when it comes to leadership, Fernandes can have that. Then when it comes to technical ability, See, De Bruyne is as good as it gets when it comes to midfielders. When it comes to midfielder, De Bruyne is as good as it gets. He ranks way up there. You know, De Bruyne ranks in the same class with people like Fabregas, you know, people that have the vision, that are able to play this game. Playmakers. I mean playmakers. That is where De Bruyne ranks. Not with Fernandez. Now, if you want to talk about who is a complete midfielder, I mean, you see, those days when we were growing up, the way I used to see midfielders is, if you are a midfielder and you are not able to dominate the game, if your presence in a game is not able to dominate the game such that your presence is helping your team to overcome the other team by way of robustness, by way of gameplay, then you are not a midfielder. You are not a real midfielder. That's how come we used to respect people like Maradona. You know, even JJ Okocha, when JJ Okocha was on the field, when he used to play, whenever he was on the field, you will see the difference. Okocha holds the ball and he just has a way of dominating the game. Or is it Ronaldo you want to talk about? Is it Ronaldo you want to talk about? Or is it Haji, the Romanian Haji? I mean, there are players that just hold this ball. Or is it Valderrama? Some of you will not know Carlos Valderrama, the Colombian. But those are the kind of midfielders that I grew up knowing. So when I see a midfielder like Fernandez, I'm like, what is this? This guy is playing like he's playing like a support striker. He doesn't play, to me, he doesn't play like an attacking midfielder at all. He doesn't. So, like I said, if you want to compare De Bruyne and Bruno Fernandes, De Bruyne takes it. De Bruyne is far, far, far above Fernandes. If you ask me to rate Fernandes over 10, there is no way I'm going to score Fernandes more than 6.5. He's just a little above average as far as I'm concerned. But I don't know why a lot of people are just drooling over him. A lot of people are just giving him accolades. Even, I'm talking past footballers, they are just the kind of accolades that they have been giving him since the last few days. I'll be wondering, is it not this Fernandes that I watch? Because Fernandes, it's not like he's bad, but I think he's overrated. He's overrated. That's me though. I might be wrong, but that's what I think. Anyway, who are you going for? If you have the opportunity to go for a player between De Bruyne and Fernandes, who will you go for? Put it in the comments and let me see. And like I said, if you would like to come up and join me live on stage, please feel free. Click on the link in the description or in the chat. I put the link in the chat so that you can also click on it. So just click on it and join me live on stage. I'll be very glad to have you. Now, let us go to the countdown segment. Today on the countdown segment, what are we talking about? We're talking about the top 5 best big game players in recent times. Top 5 big game players in recent time. Now, when you say big game players, what do we mean? We're talking about players that have a way of showing themselves when things get very rough. That's what I was talking about Fernandez. That when the game is very tight, I've never seen Fernandez come out of the cracks to deliver his team. No, when it's a very, very big game, Fernandez is not that kind of player that will now just do something. He's not that type of player. So when we're talking about players, big game players, let me just go to the list straight away so that you understand what I'm saying. At number 5 on this list, we have Didier Drogba. Guys, if you watch Drogba play football, you will understand why he's on this list. You see, when the game is tough, when the game is tight, that is when Drogba comes up with some crazy things. Crazy. I remember the Champions League final. I think it was in 2012. Was it 2012? The game was almost over. It was like, and they were losing. They were goal down. The game was almost over. It was less than 6 minutes to the end of the game, or 3 minutes or something like that. And they just pulled out a corner. If you see the way Drogba he ran towards the ball. He ran towards the ball. He ran past some players to knock the ball into the net. Those are the kind of players we're talking about. When the chips are down, are you able to come up? Are you able to rise above the rest to change the situation? Those are the kind of players we're talking about. When we talk of big time players. So Drogba is number 5 on our list. Now, on our list, number 4 on our list is Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos. Hey, yeah. Oh, you see, Sergio Ramos is a defender in his own class. You know why that guy is special? When the game is tight and the attackers are not able to score, that is when he will now come from behind and knock the ball into the net. He has done it severally. He has done it for the Spanish national team. He has done it for Real Madrid. That guy is awesome. Just when everybody has run out of ideas, he will come from behind and give you that goal. That's needed goal. Trust Ramos to do that for you. So on our list, Sergio Ramos is number 4. Then number 3 on our list is Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo. For this, I don't need to talk much. We all know Ronaldo. As a matter of fact, he lives for the big games. Listen, when Ronaldo was still in Man U, there was a very heated debate at that time. A lot of people were criticizing him that whenever it was a big game, that he always failed to deliver. And truly, Ronaldo was, whenever it came to a big game, Ronaldo would not deliver. It was always a problem. So people were always complaining, why is it that when it's group stages and maybe quarterfinals, you'll be shining, playing so well, doing all manner of magic. But once it gets to the final of any tournament, you'll just go missing. You will not score, you'll not give an assist, you'll just go missing. I'm sure all of those things that people were saying was part of what motivated Ronaldo. To the point where it now came to a situation where anytime there's a big game, Ronaldo would make sure that he does something, terrific. Ronaldo now became a symbol for the big games because he will always do something. See, one thing I admire about Cristiano Ronaldo is the fact that he never gives up. He never gives up. He never doubts himself. He will always take the risk. He will always take the risk. So on our list of top big game players is Ronaldo. Now, number 2 on our list is Lionel Messi. I know whenever I do this list, I know the Ronaldo fans and Messi fans will always be going against each other and all of that, but then it is what it is. Number 2 on our list is Lionel Messi. See, you know Messi, whether the game is small, whether the game is big, Messi will always show himself. Messi will always show himself, as in he will always show himself. Now, let me give you one of the most recent examples. Remember the final match of the last World Cup, France versus Argentina. Remember how tough that match was? And France was not just going to let Argentina win that match. So Messi had to step up. Imagine he scored a goal, gave 2 assists, I think, if I remember correctly, gave 2 assists. See, there is something about Messi. In fact, let me quickly back. When Messi was still playing in the under-20s, he represented Argentina in the under-20s, and they met Nigeria. I'll never forget that match, but Messi just broke my heart. Oh, God. That match, Argentina played against Nigeria in the finals, and Samson Siasia was our coach. Now, that Nigerian team was excellent. The team was exceptional, and we played very good football. So when it was the final, that game was tight. And our players knew how good Messi was. Remember, he was still playing under-20. Our players knew how good Messi was. So they did not even give him breathing space. But guess what? All it took Messi to change that game was less than 30 seconds. He just got the ball. I think there were 2 defenders on him at the time. I don't know how he managed to turn and just made a long pass. So guess who? What's this guy's name? What's this guy now that played for Real Madrid, played for Man U? This slim guy now. Oh, how can I forget his name? He even played in the last World Cup. I think he has retired now. He played for the Argentine national team. That was how he gave that guy the pass. So, and the guy just faced our goalie like that. He was free with the goalkeeper, and it was not an offside position. The game ended 1-0. Why? Because Messi stood up to be counted. It was heartbreaking for us, because we're looking forward to winning that Olympic gold, but then again, it is what it is. Now, number 1 on our list, I'm sure a lot of you will not expect this, but number 1 on our list, when it comes to the big games, number 1 on our list is Karim Benzema. Benzema always has a way of showing up. If he does not give an assist, you can bet that he will score, as long as it's a big game. See, case in point was the match that Real Madrid played against Man City in 2022. That match ended, I think the match ended 6-5, was it 6-5 or 5-4 or something? Benzema scored about 2 or 3 goals in that match. And oh God, as Man City was scoring, Benzema was equalizing and he was scoring his own. As in there, that was an exceptional game, man. Exceptional. Guys, so those are the list of the top 5 big game players in recent times. Maybe one of these days we'll do the top 5 of all time. And if we do that, who knows, maybe a few names from here will still remain in that list, but we'll get that done soon enough. Now, if you are in the chat, please remember, if you'd like to come up and just say 1 or 2 things, please remember to click on the link. The link to join me live on stage is on the description, and it's also in the comment section. So just click on the link and you can join me live on stage. Now, let's head straight to the roast room. This is the roast room segment, and today, who are we roasting? We are roasting Manchester United. Yes, we are roasting Manchester United. Of course, Man U is my team, but we have to roast them because I don't understand Man U. And why are we roasting them specifically? Because Arsenal is no longer the team that everybody is bantering and yabbing. Arsenal has left that. They have left that queue. Arsenal has finally won the league. So the next on the list now is Man U, because Man U, the last time we won the league was like, I think 13 years ago. That's a long time. I do not want to hear that Man U will now spend 22 years before they win the league. This season that we're entering now is an opportunity for Man U to behave. Man U should behave. And I don't understand why Man U has been messing up. Because tell me why all the players in Man U are average players. Because you really cannot pick any world-class star from Man U as we speak. You can't. You can't. The best player that Man U has to offer is Bruno Fernandez. And Bruno Fernandez, as far as I'm concerned, is not a world-class player. He's not. He's not a world-class player. Like I said, he's just a little above average. That's all. The only player in that team, if you ask me, that would have been a world-class player is Casemiro. But unfortunately, Casemiro is old. I mean, he's past his prime, so he's no longer as good as he used to be. He's no longer as good as he used to be. So I don't understand. All of the players. Because sometimes when I watch Man U, I can't help but think back to when Man U was still Man U. I mean, when you had players like Peter Schmeichel in goal, you had Jaap Stam. You had Jaap Stam in the central defense. You know, you had players like Patrice Evra in the left side of the defense. You know, you had Roy Keane in the middle of the pack. Roy Keane was there, defensive midfield. Then you had a player like David Beckham coming from the right, you had Andy coming from the left. Then in the middle, you had players like Dwight York and Andy Cole. And there was a time you have Roy Keane. Rooney, I meant to say. Roy Keane was in defensive midfield. You had Rooney also doing wonders. You have Paul Scholes in the midfield there. I mean, that is the kind of Man U team that we are used to. All these players that you people have today, they keep annoying me, I will not lie. Because they don't play good football. And what the English press keeps doing is hyping them. They keep hyping them. When you hear the English press talk about people like Kobe Mainoo, you'll be like, is it not this Kobe Mainoo that I'm watching? What exactly is he playing that is making them rave so much about him? Man U needs to do something. We need to do something. We need to do something. First of all, we need a creative player. We need a playmaker that can really hold. In fact, the problem is these playmakers. I don't know. Football has really changed because we don't even have too many of these playmakers in world football today. But we need to just do something. Man U needs to do something. We need to get established strikers. We need to get people that can bring in good crosses. We need to get good wingers. I mean, we need to get good wingers now. We need to get good. We need to be able to. Well, I'm even happy that Man U decided to retain Michael Carrick, because if they had let Carrick go, how do we know if the next coach that will come will just come and destroy the whole thing again the same way Amorim did? So Man U, you need to wake up. You need to wake up. We don't want to be putting you on this barbecue every day. We don't want to be roasting you every day. Man U, you people should wake up. We don't see. Wake up. Don't annoy us. Don't annoy us at all. 13 years. How can you go for 13 years without winning the league? Anyway, I think I even saw an interview of a former Man U player that was saying that they should. I think he was saying they should bring back what's his name? This guy that just went to Rashford. I think he was saying they should bring back Rashford also. Rashford actually would make a good addition to the team because Rashford is a good player. When they even sold him, I was not even happy. But I don't know why they sold him. Rashford would have been one of the better players in the team, but they sold him. Anyway, so let's continue. Man U, you cannot afford to be the next Arsenal, though. You can't afford to be the next Arsenal, please. You guys should do something. You should do something and do something fast. Because now, Guardiola is no longer in the Premiership. So you have a very, very good chance of winning the league. But you people need to spend money this summer. You need to spend money and make good buys. You need to make good buys. It's very, very important. Now, guys, if you are in the comments and you also want to defend Man U or you want to roast Man U, feel free to come up on board and do your thing. Just feel free to do what you have to do. Anyway, I think this is the time for me to even officially congratulate Arsenal Football Club. They did so well, and I am going to tell you, at the beginning of the season, when Arsenal when they bought Eze and Gyökeres, I said to myself that Arsenal stands a very good chance of winning the league. I'm not saying it because they have finally won the league. That was what I actually said. But then I remember I was saying that because I said that Arsenal needed a playmaker. Somebody that could hold the ball, a skillful player that can hold the ball and do some magic with it sometimes. So when they went for Eze, I said that was a very, very good buy. Then they now went for Gyökeres. When they went for Gyökeres, because of what he did in Sporting Lisbon, I said yes, that was a good buy. But then, I was hoping that they would go for Victor Osimhen that time. Unfortunately, they went for Yoko. Well, let me not say unfortunately, because I mean it paid off. Yoko was able to score over 20 goals in all competitions, so I think it went well. But anyhow, this is me officially congratulating Arsenal and hoping that they will not win it next season. Next season, Man U should win it. I know it's a tough ask, but Man U should please do something to win it. Now let's go to our next segment, which is World Cup watch. Today, what are we talking about? We are talking about the Brazilian national team. And why is it important for us to talk about it? Because there is a lot of controversy about the Brazilian list, about the players that Carlo Ancelotti is taking to the World Cup. There are a lot of controversy about that. First and foremost, Joao Pedro was omitted. So Joao Pedro will not be going to the World Cup. Meanwhile, Joao Pedro did very well, to a large extent. He did very well this just ended season. I think he scored about 15 goals or so for Chelsea, which is not a bad return. It's not a bad return. So a lot of people expected that Joao Pedro is supposed to have been to the World Cup. And when you look at the list, who are they going to remove? I mean, they can't drop Rafinha for Joao Pedro. But some people are still saying that Neymar should have been dropped. If you ask me, Neymar should not have been dropped. I'm very happy that they took Neymar to the World Cup. Neymar deserves. I mean, Neymar is a legend now. Neymar is not on the same level with these people now. Don't you understand? The only prayer is for Neymar to be fit during the World Cup. If he remains fit, the rest will be history. Now, another controversy in the Brazilian national team is the fact that Antony, that plays for Real Betis, was also omitted. Well, if you ask me, Antony also did very, very well at Real Betis this last season. This season just gone by. In fact, since Antony left Man U for Real Betis, he has been doing very, very well. I think he's been one of their best players in Real Betis. But then again, I can't help but remember how his time at Man U was. I don't know, when he was in Man U, I really did not enjoy the kind of football that he was playing. So I really don't know how to see that. But for me, I think I am happy with the list. I'm happy with the Brazilian list. Of course, it's a tight list. Now, will Brazil win the tournament? Will they go all the way? Will they get to the final? That I do not know, because I really cannot get the picture of how Brazil lost 8-1 or so. Was it 8-1? Yes, 8-1 to Germany in 2000 and what was that? Was it 2018 or something? I think 2018. So I really cannot get that picture out of my head. So I do not know. Maybe now that Carlo Ancelotti is the one at the helm of affairs, they might just do well, because I mean Ancelotti is a seasoned coach, and let's just see how far he will be able to take them. But if you're in the comments, if you're under the sound of my voice and you're hearing what I'm saying, feel free to come up and join me live and tell us what you think, or you drop it in the comments. Do you think Brazil made a mistake when they decided to go with Neymar and they dropped Joao Pedro and also dropped Antony? Do you think they made a mistake? Whatever you think, please drop it in the comments, or if you're hearing my voice now, feel free to click on the link and join me live on stage. Now, another question we want to ask is, what is Brazil's chance? Honestly, if you ask me, I do not think Brazil has a chance when it comes to, of course, they'll get to the quarterfinal and at best the semi-final, but I don't think they'll go beyond semi-final. Why? Because I'm looking at teams like France and Argentina especially. Those are the teams I expect will go all the way, and maybe England. So those are the teams I'm expecting to go all the way. So the World Cup is just a few days away, and I am very eager for the World Cup to start. Of course, you can be sure that we're going to have a beautiful time of football. Anyway, let's go straight to the prediction segment. Now, this Saturday, Arsenal will be taking on PSG, and they'll be, confronting each other for the trophy, the Champions League trophy. Now, PSG are the holders, and Arsenal are riding on the high of just winning the English Premier League. So, the question is, who do you think would win that game? Last week when I came here, I said PSG would win. I tipped PSG to win. But guess what? Now that Arsenal just won the league, I do not know if my prediction still stands. So why? Because Arsenal, they just received a shot of adrenaline. So they are on the high. Now I don't know if that morale, if they'll be able to keep that morale till weekend, so that they will now use it to play the game. I really do not know. But what I can tell you for free is that game is going to be tough. Now, if I'm forced to make a prediction, This one is a tough one. Oh, if I'm forced to make a prediction, it's a tough one. You know what, guys? Drop your predictions in the comments. I don't want to predict. I beg. It's too difficult. I really don't know where this one would go. But if you think you know, drop your predictions in the comments, and I'll maybe read them and respond to them. Now, if we have anybody, okay, this segment is the fan voices segment. This is a segment where you can come up and just bear your mind. But from look of things, nobody has clicked on the link. So let's just gloss over these segments and end the stream. Guys, I believe that you had a beautiful time, the same way I did, because I enjoyed myself on this stream. I want to believe that you also enjoyed yourself. Please do not forget that we have come to stay. Just like this video, share the video, and also click on the notification bell so that anytime we're going live, you'll be notified. And also subscribe to this channel so that you can always be a part of what we are doing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.